What's up, guys? This is Zach with the Gamer Kit here with another episode of our weekly podcast. I am joined with Matthew and Tom down there. Why don't you guys say hey, what you've been up to?
Hey everyone, how's it going?
What's up, guys? How you doing? How's this weekend going? Relaxed?
Yeah, a little,
Hope you guys are chilling.
a little busy, but I think we're doing good. We got some.
I think kind of disappointed with state of play apparently.
Yeah, we got some interesting takes for sure from or some interesting news this week. Nothing too crazy that's happened, but yeah, I think we got some interesting stuff. Hopefully, we'll keep you guys entertained. So, I'll defer to our expert over here, Matthew, if you wanted to get us started with the discussion.
For sure. So yeah, let's jump right into state of play, as Tom said, because that was one of the big things of this week. First state of play since I believe July. I think it was the last state of play, and then September was the PS5 event. So to be honest, I to get right into my just personal thoughts on the state of play, I actually really enjoyed it. I know there were a lot of people that were very disappointed, and I guess I understand why. But for me personally, I didn't necessarily go into it expecting a whole lot of bombshells.
Yeah.
So for me, I think I was able to manage my expectations and enjoy it. And I feel like for me personally, I think I enjoyed it because most of the games that I saw in State of Play, I do genuinely want to try out. I do genuinely want to play. And I think that's really all you can ask for. And I think that's kind of different than, like, say, last week's Nintendo Direct. Nintendo Direct was the first one in a year and a half, so the expectations are up here, hence why it's more disappointing. But with State of Play, we had State of Play not too long ago, and we had the PS5 event, so the expectations weren't all the way up here. I wasn't expecting like an E3 level presentation.
Yeah, exactly. I actually agree with you. I think people thought about the state of play was going to be kind of like a PlayStation presentation that we had. And I think if people didn't have those, expectations on the on this live stream, I think it would have been kind of solid. Yes, I think at the end they could have ended with something a little bigger, something newer. Because
Absolutely.
I think the only new thing that they actually announced was Sifu. Was it that?
Yeah,
Very cool
I have the list of what they showed. They started with Crash 4 getting a PS5 upgrade, which I'm happy about that because I love that game. Returnal looks cool. Very cool, actually. Knockout City, they showed that during the Nintendo Direct. Great. Sifu was the one new game that they actually properly announced.
Clean, dude.
It looks very cool.
Yes.
Very neat idea for sure. Solar Ash blew me away. Solar Ash, I'm looking at that going, wow.
But they showed new gameplay, right?
Yeah, they showed new gameplay, and it looks stunning.
Hey,
I was...
Little Beans, join the chat.
It's Layla. Hi, Layla. How's it going? Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
After that, I was genuinely very surprised. Tom knows this because I mentioned it, but I was very surprised when they showed Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach because I don't care at all about that series. I think that it is I get why it's popular, but it's really stale.
Yeah.
So I'm just it's the same thing over and over.
Wait, you don't want to watch Markiplier play another FNAF game for the next 3 months or something? Yeah.
With those but
No.
But to be honest, this game actually
No, I don't want to play that.
this game surprised me because it actually looks way different than the others, and I was like, this actually looks like it will be a good game. So that's a genuine surprise there.
I think the previous one was actually pretty good, for what it does. It's a simple jump scare, and since you can't move, and you have to watch the doors, it's just, I don't know, I can't even play it. I'm such a baby with horror games. I can't. So
it's funny you say that because Layla just put in the chat that it would be fun to watch us film ourselves playing Five Nights at Freddy's. So I volunteer Tom. I volunteer Tom.
Tom has to be the primary POV, and we could all watch him play.
Why me?
Scary because you get scared.
Because it's you.
No. I love the game. I play it every night.
Play what?
Five Nights.
Five Nights at Freddy's. You don't. You play DVD every night. I've seen your.
Yeah, DVD is the only horror game that I actually play a lot. So yeah, but
then you got a good framework for Five Nights at Freddy's. You'll be fine. Yeah. Come on, you got this.
Dude, I get scared when I watch the live streams.
Yeah.
I bet. But then, like after getting back to the state of play after FNAF, they showed Oddworld Soulstorm, which is a game I've been kind of keeping some tabs on. That looks cool. I was very surprised that that's going to be like PlayStation's next big free PS Plus game, because I know they've said they're going to continue to do that, continue to like bring like a big new game to PS Plus for free. And that's one I've been looking forward to, so I'm happy that it is the free PS Plus game for April. Tom and I, we've been talking about this one a lot, but Kena looks stunning.
Yeah.
Kena Bridge of Spirits.
Can you guys give the TLDR for that one? Because I've seen you guys talking about it, but what's
Kena Bridge of Spirits?
Yeah.
I guess
the adventure game, kind of similar. The main purpose of the game is that you're like a sorcerer. You have like magic powers, and you have to heal different, sides of the world that you're in, and like get rid of the evil and like the exercise and stuff like that. So it's, I don't know, the combat. I don't know if you have seen any trailers or something with some gameplay.
Seen like a little snippets like here and there. Nothing like crazy though.
Yeah,
the way that I've seen it, the way that I've looked at the game, like at least from this trailer, I almost felt like it almost looked like if you took something like Horizon Zero Dawn and then dropped it into like a Pixar world, because it really does look like visually and aesthetically, it kind of looks like a Pixar movie, but it obviously has that action adventure gameplay that of like a lot of big AAA games. It looks really good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's already on pre-order, and it's $40. So I was actually surprised. I don't remember them saying that this game was going to be. I mean, I assume that the price tag is because the game is not very long.
Yeah, it's probably just short.
I don't know if they.
I mean, is it a more indie developer?
Yeah, I mean,
Ember Labs is pretty new.
Yeah.
If it's like a AA game, then it could still be long. It might just have the 40. I feel like that's like the go-to price tag for like I don't know if you guys remember like Senua's Sacrifice or whatever.
Yeah, Hellblade was like 30.
Like, cause that's like a sort of like AA. It's not quite like AAA. So like those kinds of games can still be long, but they'll fall around like the 30 to 40 like price point.
I think it's kind of weird because since it's still a PlayStation 5 title too.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly thought that it could be maybe like around 60, maybe 50, but 40. Mm-hmm. That took me by surprise because it's a PlayStation title too. So I don't know. It's weird. I mean, I'm happy. Very happy. I'm not.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm happy it is at least 40 because it looks stunning. That's definitely gonna be an easy purchase. Yeah. Just like the next game after Kena was Deathloop, and Deathloop is one of those games that just like I feel like it keeps looking better the more I see it. Like I feel like I've slept on it for a while, but as I continue to see it, I'm like, this looks like it's going to be really cool.
I mean, I can't connect to that game. I'm so saturated with FPS games that.
No, that's fair.
I mean, the mechanic feels kind of cool. It has that, what is it called? That when you can, push around with kinetic
time
stuff around. Yeah, it's kind of cool, similar to Bioshock's mechanic. But I don't know. I mean, I'm so tired of FPS battle royale deathmatch kind of games.
I get that. I think for me, I kind of every once in a while I don't mind a good one, and if it's like a good single player focused one that just looks smooth, I'm kind of happy. And this one looks like it's gonna be pretty smooth.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's Bethesda, right?
Yeah, but it's Arcane, so I don't think of it like I feel like I'm less concerned about it than I would be with like a Bethesda Game Studios game, for example.
Yeah, good.
Oh, what are you talking about? They have an impeccable track.
Yeah, they've been doing.
What do you mean?
Totally.
What do you mean?
Fallout 76 was game of the century.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the very game of the year too. Yeah.
Before we go any further, I just want to make sure if the chat can let us know like audio levels and stuff. Make sure that's all crisp.
Yeah,
before we hop
absolutely.
into another topic. Does
Only
everyone sound good? There's no one's hurting anyone's ears.
I
On
hope not. Please tell
the
me I'm not.
receiving end. Yeah, right.
But the only last thing with the state of play is Tom was mentioning that this was like a weak note to end off on, and I do agree. The last thing that they showed was Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, which is like it's a PS5 upgrade, but with like a new DLC episode with Yuffie. Again, I don't know Final Fantasy, even though I do love Kingdom Hearts. I don't know Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I
So
I don't know who Yuffie is, bro. I just know Cloud, just because big sword, and
yeah,
Sephiroth, pretty much for the same reason, big sword.
big sword.
Uh,
But yeah, it's like
yeah, and Chocobos.
I mean, I'm pretty happy with the Final Fantasy. I was actually very surprised that they announced that because it seemed like, they weren't going to announce anything. I mean, like no new upgrade on Final Fantasy. So I'm actually very, very happy about it. Sadly, it came to a kind of horrible timing because I already platinumed the game. So it would have been nice to, finish the game with a new upgrade. But yeah,
finish it on the PS5.
Yeah, exactly. So
the funny reaction I had to that trailer, though, again, this is Layla just pointed out, by the way, that she plays Kingdom Hearts, and shout out to Kingdom Hearts. I love that series. But it was funny because I was watching the state of play, and I was just messaging my brother while it was happening because he was watching it elsewhere. And again, I don't know anything about Final Fantasy, so I was just watching it going, all right, PS5 upgrade. And then I kind of just casually asked him as I was watching it, wait, is this a new part? Because, like, obviously they were saying how it was going to be, like, episodic.
Yeah,
how this
part 2, right, yeah.
Something like that. So I was like, wait, are they announcing part 2 already?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't feel like it was part 2 because they started with, I don't know, it seemed like it was the first part. So,
yeah,
I mean, when it started with Yuffie and all that, I started thinking, are they trying to go to a second part there? But
I think, from what I understand, it's more like a DLC for the first part as opposed to a whole new thing.
It's actually sold separately. You have to, it's like a DLC. You have to buy it, and you can only buy it if you have the PlayStation version of the Final Fantasy. So you have to upgrade to PlayStation 5.
And you have to have the PS5.
Yeah, you have to own it. So technically, you have to own a PS5. So that was kind of scummy.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I mean, I understand it from a
they gotta sell that new version.
But
it's like how they announced with the new PS Plus games this month that Final Fantasy VII Remake is a PS Plus game.
It was brilliant,
but it's the PS4 version. You can't upgrade to the PS5 version if you get the free PS4 version, which I get to some degree, but I hope that I would like it if they did at least like if you got it on PS Plus for free, just pay a small fee and you can upgrade it to the PS5 version or something to that effect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, anyway, but I think they could have ended with something newer, maybe someone, or maybe something about Horizon or something like one of those.
Like a new Ratchet and Clank trailer, even because I know they announced the release date for Rift Apart, but they didn't.
The thing we already have so much about Ratchet and Clank, but we don't have much.
Yeah, but with Ratchet and Clank, really, it's mostly only one gameplay showing because the second showing of the game was just a slightly extended version of the first one, and even the release date trailer for it was kind of just this much. So even if they ended with more of that, maybe even like some gameplay of sorry, that connection got weird. But
Horizon is going to release at the end of the year, apparently, supposedly. So
they're very adamant on it.
A little more, not only that CGI trailer. So I don't know. It would have been. I think it would end the stream even stronger. I mean, not even stronger, but stronger, because it's solid for a state of play. Like if you watched it as a simple state of play, like a short. They said 30 minutes, so it wasn't very long. So I don't know, but people were pretty mad about it.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people talking about the state of play being trash. I was like, trash? I thought it was fine. I liked it. I can't wait to play Kena and Solar Ash and Deathloop.
Actually, the same happened with the Pokemon Presents. I'm sure Layla saw that presentation.
Yeah, that
I
day later.
was happy with it, but I've seen so much backlash online with the presentation. Not that the presentation itself was bad, but like the games they showed, like what is it called? Shining Diamond.
Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I was gonna say that was my thing. Like the saying this as someone who's not a huge Pokemon fan. When I watched it, to be honest, I think that it's the best Pokemon Presents that they've done on in terms of the scale of what they announced, because the games that they announced were big. But I did have my concerns with each of the games. Like new Pokemon Snap is something I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I
But
think that one looks all right. Like it doesn't.
it looks good. My only problem is it does look like it's just more of the original game, which honestly, if it's that with some better controls, fine. But still, I'm just hoping that there's a little bit more to it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they have all that social aspect now. I think I never played the first one, so I don't actually know much.
Yeah.
About it.
Well, the most they had with a social aspect for the original is that you could take the game to Blockbuster and print out your pictures, but now you could actually post them on.
It's actually really cool.
They had a whole
cool.
they had a whole kiosk. They called it the Snap Station. You could
Yeah.
take your cartridge to the Blockbuster and like print out your picture.
That's so awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah,
But
that's
the first Pokemon Snap was. I mean, I get it is kind of a rail shooter, in the sense
It
that
is.
you're literally just linear path. I'm trying
I
to.
mean, it's not
remember.
for everyone. So
Yeah, no. I think it's got like a nice like nostalgic place in people's hearts. So it definitely like deserves like some sort of like remake or like remaster or like a new version.
Yeah, that's why it feels like ever since like the 3DS, even people have been asking for a new Pokemon Snap because Nintendo's systems have had new gimmicks that you could center the game around. And even if this one looks a little more conventional, I'm happy that it's happening because I grew up with Pokemon Snap, and even though the game hasn't aged that well, I'm still excited to play it.
I mean, you have to think about that. I think not many people have played that game before. So now with the success of the Nintendo Switch, I think it will draw in a lot of new players into that game. So I think that's their main goal towards it.
What I've seen, this is like anecdotally, but what I've seen in terms of like a lot of my friends, I've been noticing, like even though like the PS5 and like the new Xbox and stuff like came out more recently, I'm seeing a lot more people just like in my personal life picking up like Switches and stuff now.
Yeah.
Because just like I guess PS5 and the new Xbox.
I have my Switch right here actually.
Yeah, what's the price of the Switch? It's cheaper than both of those.
It's like
both of them, right?
300, I think.
300 for
the regular, and it's like probably 200 for the light or something like that.
Yeah, so
exactly.
it's priced competitively, and there's like way more of them, and it still has like a pretty solid like backlog of games. Like, granted, most of them are like first party games, so you're not gonna be able to play like Warzone or something on your Switch.
But people love those first party games.
Exactly.
That's
the first party
like
Nintendo
so
games
many
are
people still play
what's
like Animal Crossing and stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's because it's so. I don't want to say mainstream, but it's more for
casual.
every type of for casual players.
Casual, just like fun. If you just want to like relax.
Exactly. So that's why
that's really been the appeal of Nintendo for so long. Again, as someone who has my Yoshis and my Smash poster right there,
Palutena poster.
But a lot of Nintendo players love the first party games, and even Switch. Like, even if it's a lot of like backlog games, it has been a little bit better with the third party support as of late. So I think like that's enough reason for a lot of people to buy a Switch, that the first party games are so awesome, and there's good third party games. Plus, I think honestly, from experience, the ability to be able to play a game as a console and then just kind of like grab it and take it on the go like that, the value of that I think can't be understated.
Yeah, and it's technically very affordable for a console like.
Yeah, by comparison.
You good, Tom?
You froze.
There you go.
Play that much.
There you go. You're back.
With people that did it froze?
It did for
you
like a
froze
little
me.
bit. You were like. It's just like, yo, you good?
You're like.
So the problem is, I mean, the thing is that people that are play very casually or very once in a while, they don't want to spend $500 on a console that you usually play. Maybe they're more hardcore games. So I think the Switch is just perfect. It hits the market perfectly. So that's why Pokemon Snap. I think it's I think it's going to be a success. I mean, within reason.
Yeah, it probably won't sell as much as like the main games, but it'll do well.
Yeah, I think that it's not like, but I don't even think it's made to really be like, oh, like this is the new like. Big,
of course.
I think it's very clearly made for that like niche market of people who like played it like back in the day, and this is just like,
right here.
Yeah, it's
for new.
It really seems like a fan service thing, which is obviously like greatly appreciated.
I think I saw someone say that new Pokemon Snap was like the in case of emergency break here kind of game. Nintendo.
Layla, are you going to pick up Pokemon Snap?
Yeah, let us know in the chat, Layla.
Yeah.
Are you going to join me in the Pokemon Snap expedition on Switch? It is an expedition.
What do you think of the new game that they were showing a little bit?
I mean, in terms of the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl remake, when I saw that, I was like, I'm happy that the fans are finally getting it. Oh, Layla says that she's getting new Pokemon Snap because she has to review it for us. Great. Love that. Love that.
That's awesome.
Hey.
That's awesome.
But yes, we will join you.
But yes, Layla will join me on the expedition. We'll be taking pictures.
Would you have bought the game even though you didn't have to write a review about it? Really, like for just playing it because of you want to play it?
That's the thing I'm curious about because I would have gotten the game regardless, but I wouldn't have gotten the game regardless.
That's you would have. You have it on your top 5, so.
Yeah, it was on my top 5 list, so yeah. I mean, granted, Battle and Wonderworld's on there, and now I have no interest in getting that game, but that's a topic for another day.
Actually.
But with Layla said she would just for fun, so yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Definitely has that appeal.
Just for fun, so that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. But like with the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, my thing was like, I'm glad it's coming because I know for years I've had a lot of my friends and a lot of Pokemon fans ask for a Diamond and Pearl remake, but I don't know the specific backlash it got. I think it was about some of the visual design, but
graphics.
For me,
it's the graphics. I thought they would really improve them even more, like going into that Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee type of thing, maybe, or around that Zelda. What's the new Zelda?
Link's Awakening.
Yeah, something like that.
Right.
But I think that I get it, but I think maybe they were trying to, have it like that chibi style, and very old school, trying to, because they said on the stream even that they wanted to leave it as classic as possible.
Like they wanted to do a faithful remake.
Exactly. So I don't know if it's that or they didn't have enough manpower because they were, concentrating on
the new game
project, the Legends Arceus game. I don't know, with Nintendo, Game Freak.
What did you guys think of the Arceus footage?
I was gonna say before we get to that, my only thought with the Diamond and Pearl remakes is, again, this is a casual Pokemon fan, so I could be completely wrong here, but I just saw the gameplay and just went, it sure looks like Pokemon. So for me, that's kind of what I was looking at when I saw the remake. I was just like, it looks like a Pokemon game. Like, okay, I'm sure it'll be fun for the people who play it.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have liked it if they would have mixed, the leave it like the classic, the first one, and have it mixed with a little bit of Let's Go, of the Let's Go series, just a little, it would have been nice. But I don't know. I think I'm still happy that they are being made. I mean, the rumors started, I don't know, like years, like 1 or 2 years ago. The rumors of those remakes. But yeah, well, I'm definitely more excited for that new project that they announced, so Legends Arceus.
Pokemon Legends Arceus.
First action RPG style Pokemon game.
Yeah.
The game that everyone's calling Pokemon Catch of the Wild. It admittedly looks cool. Again, I'm not the big Pokemon guy, but it actually kind of blew me away a bit when I saw it. I was like, this looks like Because
For me, catch me if
Tom, you know this, but during the last Fall Guys stream, I mentioned that years ago I had like a coworker who once pitched an idea of like a Pokemon game in the style of Breath of the Wild, and now I saw this and went, that feels like it's coming true to some degree. Like this feels like what I was imagining that game that my coworker was pitching would be. So it's kind of cool. It's cool when you have a game announcement that happens and you see it and it's exactly as you pictured it in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like for a lot of us like the dream come true type of Pokemon game. I think they went. That's my opinion. I think that they went that route because of the polarity that Sword and Shield had with the wild area and stuff. So I don't know if they were trying with Sword and Shield like their first experiment of an open world game. I imagine so, right? And then they went, and I think this Legends Arceus is their second like experiment. You know, like really trying. You know, even bigger, right?
Yeah. It's kind of like expanding on what a lot of people wanted that wild area.
Exactly. Yeah. The idea made me very happy. Like, I'm very excited for the route they're going, but I still see the game has quite a few issues. Frame drops.
The frame rate was kind of
graphic issues. There are some. Textures there and there, and also that the Pokemon don't even move, like they're very stale.
Yeah.
So it's still there's still I think kind of like 1 year of development still.
Yeah, because it's coming out. They said 2022, so
early.
And I've been hearing early as well, so that's the crazy part. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt in that regard because like you said, there's development time. But it was something where when I saw it in the first trailer, I just kind of had this moment of going, oof, when I saw the frame rate, because I was like, oh, and I think I imagined it because I was like, I imagined that captured footage would be the game running when it's docked. Imagine how much worse it would be if you were playing in handheld, for example.
I don't know, it's, like I said, Pokemon Go was lit in 2016.
Yeah.
I do miss,
Even as a non-fan, I remember the Pokemon Go days. That was when I was just entering college, and like I had a summer program at my college, and we were just playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah, everyone was playing the game,
I didn't have the cell data, man. I was on like the family plan, so I just had like I just had like a gig for like a whole month.
You were running around the block, like
literally
around his house.
It was terrible. It was terrible. If I played for like maybe like an hour or something, that would be like 30% of my reserve data for the month. It was terrible.
Right.
It was so bad.
Man, that's so nostalgic because, like I said, I had a summer program at my college, and my college is in like a big part of my city. So like obviously it's easy to find Pokestops and stuff like that. So we were always just walking around doing stuff. I think for like a whole year, my brother, who is like a way bigger Pokemon fan, we would be walking, I don't know, to go to some fast food place, and he would be like on his phone doing this with Pokemon Go, and I'd be like, we are going to get hit by a car because you are just...
You saw everyone like looking at their phones. It was... Dude, at first, when everything started, it looked like, okay, this is the future. Like, everyone is going to be, stuck on their phones and not knowing where they're walking and stuff. It looked like zombies in the streets, dude. Yeah. It was very, very bizarre.
It was weird, but it's kind of fun to think back of that, like kind of just this time where you're just this like much younger and you're just going around on your phone like I'm actually catching a Pokemon or something like that. It was neat.
People were getting exercise, like
exactly. Yeah,
it was a nice way to move around and stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
It was
anyway. But back to Legends Arceus, or Arceus. I don't know that.
Arceus.
I always say Arceus. I've heard people say Arceus.
And Arceus. It's I don't know which one's the correct.
Again, I'm the non-Pokemon guy, so I won't hound you if you call him
Arceus, but it's no big deal.
I would only hound you. I would only hound you if you called Pikachu or something like that.
Pikachu.
Like if you call like Arceus, I'm like okay, whatever. Like I've
I mean, the thing is, we don't know exactly like which one of those names is the correct the correct one. So people just
It
call
doesn't
it
really matter then. Just,
on the
Arceus.
event, on the presentation, it was Arceus like 2 or 3 times.
Oh, they said Arceus during the presentation.
Yeah, they said Arceus. So I'm guessing, and 2 different people. So I'm guessing that's the correct name for. I don't know, whatever.
Who
But,
cares?
yeah, so I don't know. We saw the Pokemon Sword and Shield, like the first reveal trailer, and it still looked very similar to what the end product, when it got released. So
Yeah.
that's something that can happen. It's Game Freak. That's something that can happen with Legends.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, I don't think they're going to release it in that condition. But you never know. I really hope not, because I really want to really explore around and really walk to different areas, and not just a simple wild area, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With
Absolutely.
rocks and big mountains and stuff.
Yeah.
It's
biodiversity.
exactly. Yeah. But
For sure.
let's hope for the best. It's still a year off, so I don't know.
Definitely crossing my fingers on this one.
For sure.
Yeah. So yeah, at least that's not the biggest disappointment as Anthem Next being canceled.
I mean, did anyone even care?
I told you this, but
play that game anymore.
I wrote in my notes here about Anthem Next. One of the bullets that I wrote, I had to quote some Fight Club, but I just put, "I am Jack's complete lack of surprise." Because when they said it was canceled, I kind of just went, "I am so surprised."
Yeah, I've seen some memes like, "Oh my god." Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like a.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah, I've seen there were a few groups that were actually trying to wait for that game, and were actually kind of excited for it.
There is definitely a niche fan base, actually.
Yeah, I actually played the beta demo that was released before, right?
Yeah.
And it was actually pretty cool. I mean, it had the best flying mechanics that I've ever.
That's what people were saying. Yeah, anytime you were flying, people were saying the game was really fun.
Insane.
It was just the rest of the game, just
exactly.
sucks.
I mean, the demo was very good because we all thought about it as a demo.
Yeah.
So I think the game released at the end, and with the lack of content and the constant bugs and glitches and stuff,
and the long loading times.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it happens a few times that you were waiting on a loading screen, and right at the end, when you were about to enter the game, it crashed.
Yeah.
It was like, dude, no.
Yeah. It was severely unpolished.
But it's sad because, well, I don't know if all those people, what are they? I mean, they said that they were going to allocate everyone to Dragon Age
4 and Mass Effect.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, I mean, I still hate to see something like that because the game had the whole potential to be really cool.
Yeah.
I think what makes it. Sorry, I was going to say, what makes it sad for me is when you kind of I've done a lot of reading about the development of the game and how just completely messy and terrible it was and how the conditions there were really bad. Yeah. So it's kind of, I think that's what makes it more sad for me. The death of the game doesn't seem sad because I'm like, well, I saw it coming. But it's more sad to see great, this is what happened with such a big game. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Fun times in the gaming industry.
Yeah.
I think I've never seen a game. I mean, there are games that go through that, but I haven't seen a game of that magnitude, big game going dying twice.
Yeah.
So it's
that was the joke someone made. Oh my god, Anthem is the first video game ever to die twice.
Yeah, I think it was Nibble or
probably Nibble.
Remember? Yeah, I laughed so hard on that.
You probably saw what I'm talking about. It was someone big on.
Yeah, that was so mean. So mean.
It was
But
mean,
yeah.
but I was kind of like, but is it wrong?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, it would have been nice if the game ended up being like No Man's Sky.
yeah,
They redeemed
Yeah.
themselves.
That is
People really like
really
it.
impressive. I feel like
yeah. That's one I have to like at least kind of tip my cap to, because when I played No Man's Sky when it came out, I was like,
yeah.
but it actually ended up improving a lot, and they've done a lot of good stuff with it. So I was like, well, I mean, gotta give them credit in that regard.
Yeah. I tried it recently playing it. Still not for me. I think it's just kind of like whatever. But it's like abundantly clear that they're like putting in an effort to make the game like playable.
What it should have
To
been.
make it,
Like what it should have been.
Yeah, exactly.
With the new 3.0, I think it's the update, where they did a complete graphic overhaul and stuff, and add more things and more content, fix a bunch of things. It was amazing, like really cool. And with the new content that dropped now a few months ago or something. So yeah, that was something that I wanted to see Anthem doing.
Right.
I don't know
Sad
why.
because it almost feels like Anthem was kind of relying on having to take that approach. Like, oh well, like this might struggle, but we could take the No Man's Sky approach.
It might have been because I think Anthem probably had a lot more money like pumped into it. So
Yeah.
when it like just by nature of it being like a AAA game.
Yeah. It was a
Yeah. So and also EA likes to can things a lot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they like as soon as they saw that game was like not performing, they're just like, all right, garbage, just like throw it away. Like
Yeah.
EA does
exactly.
not like putting in like the effort
Yeah,
to like.
They looked over at the
So-
corpse of Visceral Games and said, "Hey, Project Ragtag, catch."
Yeah, exactly. It's just, yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah.
But it's weird to think like in terms of how EA's handle. Well, I guess not EA anymore. Now it's like Lucasfilm Games. How Battlefront 2, like they really like actually tried with that game. It's just a weird like dichotomy between like Anthem,
Yeah.
where they just completely gave up. It seems like, and the Battlefront 2, where I don't know. I guess Battlefront maybe had like a lot bigger fan base, just because it's riding like the
Yeah,
Star Wars.
Battlefield
popularity.
probably had the support of the Star Wars fans, I like to
Yeah.
believe, where Anthem, most people were just like,
Yeah, it's a new.
Yeah,
IP, so.
Anthem was a new game, so if it didn't, like make an impact at first, it's not
It's
many
just-
people are
Yeah,
going
it
back
was
to it.
doomed from like
Yeah.
the start, kind of. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's a shame.
So that's the same as No Man's Sky. It was also a new game, happened the same thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they made that decision. I think it's EA and maybe something happened and they just couldn't meet the deadline and stuff. So and they did that. I really hope that Dragon Age 4, releases.
Yeah.
Ends
We
up
can see
being
that
good.
game. We can see something cool.
Yeah.
I haven't played it in so long, and I really want to play that one.
Right, I agree.
Speaking of games, unreleased games, I don't think Vampire's ever gonna happen, guys.
no.
I don't think
Vampire the
I don't
Masquerade
think- I don't think
Bloodlines
Bloodlines
2.
ever gonna happen. I think that
It
ship
is.
that ship has sailed.
I've never played that game though.
I didn't play the original
Yeah.
either, but here's the thing. I didn't play the original, but last year they had that third-party Xbox Series X like showcase thing. It was the first showcase of the Series X. I saw the trailer for Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 and thought, wow, this looks interesting. Like, I'm fascinated by this.
Yeah.
Cool. It looks creepy, but fun. And now the developer got taken off the game. Several of the people making it have obviously left. It's obviously not coming out this year.
Yeah.
It was going to, sure, but now it's not. So now I'm like, I mean, I don't even know if it's going to happen. And if it does, I can't help but feel anything but skeptical. Like, after
Exactly,
seeing
yeah.
this, it feels like it might be a micromanaged just mess
Nightmare,
of
yeah.
epic proportions.
The only experience I have with like the first game is some other guys on like YouTube or whatever that played it, made like a meme about it. Honestly, it looked like garbage when I was watching the first game. But it could just be like that was the nature of the game. And then like years later, I heard about this one, and then like apparently without me realizing, the first game just had this massive cult following. I was like, maybe I was like missing something with the first game. I've still never played it, but maybe I should now that the second one's never gonna come out.
Never gonna happen.
Yeah, it's just like
Right there in the pile with Skull and Bones and Beyond Good and Evil
Don't
2.
you dare! Skull and Bones is supposed to come out this March, even though there hasn't been a single trailer announcement.
Hey Zach, we're like 2 days away from March.
That was what the statement said. It said March 2021.
Whose statement was it? Who do I have to talk?
March 2021.
Yeah, no, I know, for real. It was in that same thing where I got the quote from.
No, Zach, you were reading it wrong. It said March 2201.
Yeah, whoa. Dude, I all joking aside, I don't think Skull and Bones is coming out this March.
No, it's not.
You
think? You think?
Dude, I will be astonished. I'll give. Who should I? I'll Venmo the both of you some loose change that I have in my pocket. If what's it called? If Skull and Bones comes out this month. There you go.
I'll take that loose change. I'll be astonished if any kind of gameplay trailer comes out in March.
That's what I'm saying. There's it's just been like nothing. Just like release something. Like and again, like it's like we don't know like what people want. Like back to the drawing board. It's like dog. Just
I think they're trying to call it they're trying to call it
like and shoot shit. Like why is that hard? That's not hard.
They're trying to call it like a quadruple A game too, but this quadruple A game can't even come out.
Dude, they're overthinking it like crazy.
You can see how Zach is very salty, dude.
Dude, he's like,
very upset, man.
You're just wasting your time.
I made that salt happen just by saying that Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is in the same pile as Skull and Bones.
With Bloodlines, they said that the game is being delayed indefinitely.
Yeah,
so
that means
that's usually fancy talk for canceled.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think.
Whenever someone says that something is being delayed indefinitely, it's just fancy talk for it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Usually, yeah.
But in terms of bigger game releases, who's excited for Star Wars Republic Commando to come back?
Apparently, a lot of I know, like we probably are. Not,
no, actually, I don't know because I never played the original game.
No, yeah, I haven't played the original, but I know like a lot of people I've talked to, like in that sphere, like that's like up there in terms of like the big Star Wars games. It was like KOTOR 1 and 2, Republic Commando.
KOTOR is KOTOR.
Yeah.
So.
And I think there was like one other one that was like really big.
I don't know if this is the one, but I was saying because I wrote in my notes, I was pointing out that like Jedi Knight, Star Wars Racer, and Republic Commando have all been ported to current consoles. So now here's me thinking maybe other Star Wars games could get ported, and I was like, given that a lot of people seem to love it, Rogue Squadron maybe? Because I know a lot of people love the first few Rogue Squadron games, and they are doing a Rogue Squadron movie, so...
They might not, just because they just released that, like ship one. What the hell was it called?
Squadrons?
Like just yeah, it's Squadron, even though it's not like Rogue Squadrons, it's just like Squadron.
What was the game announced? Completely
the Republic Commando?
Yeah, where was that?
Like the original game?
I just saw it on IGN.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a kind of
small thing.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Because it's just a port. We actually have a question in the chat from Layla. She said, what was your favorite games growing up that you miss and would love to play again?
Twilight Princess.
There you go. I just beat that game.
This is like literally.
Game's awesome. What is... I feel like that's hard for me to say because like a lot of my childhood games like I've kind of gotten to play again. I have this is going to be a fun one because I have a copy of it that I just found recently. I have Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue on the PlayStation 1.
Jesus Christ.
That's
it's funny because this was a game that I played a lot when I was a kid and I loved it and I didn't have it for a long time. But recently my brother, my friend and I went to like this game store in our city that had like games all the way back to the Atari 2600 and we're just looking through like PS1 games and stuff, and our friend says, "Yeah, PS1, blah blah blah, Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue," and my brother and I just went, "What?" Like we literally were just like, "What was that?" Like, and then we grabbed it. We're like, "Buy it, buy it."
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess that because I can't think of a game that I
don't
missed.
know. I can't. Yeah, I mean, most games that I played already had like newer versions, sequels and stuff. So like, keep on playing them.
Yeah, most of the games that I
even then,
miss.
it's stuff that we could still play. I mean, like emulators are a thing. Like,
Yeah.
What's it called? Like Metroid Prime is something that I loved. Metroid Prime. I thought that game was amazing.
I just recently beat Prime 1. That game's awesome.
You beat it? I cannot beat Metroid. I cannot beat Metroid Prime. I get destroyed every time.
I even did the cheap thing of beating it on the Wii version, where I had to do this the whole time. So.
That's so.
But
cool.
honestly, the Wii version was great. I had fun with the Wii version because Metroid Prime is one of the few games that I think really, really, really gets motion control right.
Yeah.
Even
I can't imagine. I can't remember a game that I really, really miss. So
this isn't one that I miss per se because I didn't grow up with it. But this is a PS1 game that a friend of mine introduced me to that I would really like to see come back, even though it won't. It's called Battle Hunter. It was like a kind of cool like dungeon crawler like game, and I feel like I'm struggling to describe it, but we played this game a lot. It was very, very niche on the PS1, but Battle Hunter is a game that I thought was really fun, and I would like to see something like that come back, but it probably never will because no one knows what the hell a Battle Hunter is.
Yeah. I think, the game that comes to my mind now is Prince of Persia, actually.
Yeah. There you go.
So, I mean, they're working on, I don't know if they released something. When is it going to release? Like the trilogy? Like they're
doing a remake. They're doing a remake of The Sands of Time.
Yeah, a remake.
And it also got delayed indefinitely.
Okay. Yeah, that would be a game that I played a lot when I was a kid, and I kind of miss. I haven't played. There's no other Prince of Persia, so yeah.
I thought this isn't a game I miss because I could play it whenever I want, but this is more so a game that I want a new entry in that hasn't gotten one. I miss the Sly Cooper series. That's one of my favorite video game series.
Yeah. A lot of people talk
and
about it.
I would love a Sly 5, but
I think they're doubling down on the whole Last of Us thing.
Well, no, they didn't do Last of Us. Sucker Punch did Ghost of Tsushima, but
I thought Naughty Dog made Sly.
No, they did Jack and Dexter.
From
Sucker Punch? Oh, yeah.
Sucker Punch was Sly, but then Sucker Punch did the first 3, but then they handed off Sly 4 to another developer, Sanzaru Games. But Sanzaru announced that they weren't doing a Sly 5, even though they left Sly 4 on a cliffhanger. And being a huge Sly Cooper fan, I see that and go,
I think that
every time it's one of those things where I know it's not going to happen, but every time there's a Sony presentation of some kind and Sly 5 doesn't get announced, I'm just like,
damn it, yeah,
like that.
Yeah, very cool. I think Sly could be a very cool game to bring back, like Spyro.
Yeah.
Or Crash Bandicoot.
Or like Jack. Maybe
bring back Jack, please.
Bring Jack
back. There are quite a few games, that they could bring back for real.
Yeah, they have so many. Like Sony has so many.
They could bring back Ape Escape,
like first party titles.
Yeah.
Or first party characters. I feel like that they're just like ignoring.
I mean, they already have so many new franchises, so many new games that they keep on bringing those old ones. It's kind of would be nice. Yeah. What is yours, Layla? What is your game that you miss a lot and would like to play?
Yeah, I want to know what Layla's is.
Yeah.
But since we were speaking,
kind of a hard question, actually.
Since we were speaking of PlayStation, that leads to another big news topic that happened this week. That the PlayStation VR 2 got announced. Which
right, yeah, exactly.
I know, very exciting. Very exciting to do that.
I don't play VR, So I never owned
Layla
one.
says Nintendogs is her game, by the way. And
Oh
Nintendogs
no!
This is
Layla
kind of
also
dorky
says that
too.
she misses. Layla also says she misses Melee, but given that I was gonna say I'd agree, but
has a big community still. Melee has a huge community still.
I am a person who plays Melee and I follow the community, so
Do you use Slippy or whatever?
I want to, but I have a Mac and I can't like actually get my GameCube controller to work on the Mac, and I'm very upset about it because I want to
that's
use
upsetting. You could use an Xbox controller and just be that one guy.
Dude, the one
Comes-
person using an
comes to the
Xbox. I
tournament with an
can't do
Xbox
that.
controller.
Decades of muscle memory using a GameCube controller. I would not be able to do it with an
Yeah.
Xbox controller. But since I was mentioning the PSVR, I know that's not the most exciting thing, but for me, I was excited about it because I actually love my PlayStation VR.
I never
And
owned one, so
it's
never-
admittedly I was very skeptical about VR, but honestly, I played Super Hot the first time and was sold, and then I got one of my own, and I do love it. And I think it's just like right now there's like not enough killer apps, but obviously like hopefully this new one will have something like Half-Life Alyx on it. The thing that got me the most excited, this is a minor thing to some people, but they announced that the PlayStation VR 2 was going to have like single cord, and I just yelled hallelujah when I heard that, because the only thing that I hate about the VR is that there's a lot of cords and stuff like that, and it's just like you gotta cut off an arm and a leg to plug it in. But hearing single cord, I was like, I like that a lot.
Yeah, I think they have to release the PSVR 2 with some good games on it.
Yeah.
If not,
Obviously that's going to be the important thing. You can't have it without games.
I mean, PSVR 2 is going to be much, much better. But if it doesn't have any like standout games, I don't think it's going to.
What I'm hoping is that, because obviously I heard a lot of people say Half-Life Alyx was very good. I'm hoping that's just like the beginning. Like I really hope that that's not even the highest they can go.
Yeah.
And also because I really want to play the game because I love VR, I'm hoping that the PSVR 2 gets a Half-Life Alyx release. Please.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's supposed to be. Many people had it as a game of the year, so yeah, they have to, release it with very good games like those. So I don't know. I mean, I'm still not, I'm not a fan of VR, so I never play VR. I don't have one either, so I don't know. I'll wait and see how it performs. Maybe it's fun enough to actually try it out. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, trust me, I wasn't sold on VR when I first saw it, but after trying it out, I ended up really, really loving VR, and now that's kind of an area that I actually really enjoy. Yeah. So that's why for me, the PSVR 2 announcement was kind of like oh neat, like I've been looking forward to that. Cool. Yeah. Because I had a worry that the PS5 was gonna neglect VR, but fortunately,
that's the thing. That's my point. Yeah, exactly. That's great that they still keep on VR.
Because my big worry came because I don't know if you had heard this, but obviously Hitman 3 had PlayStation VR support, but the VR support was only on the PS4 version. You had to buy, even if you own a PS5, you had to buy the PS4 version if you wanted to play the VR version of the game. So
you couldn't just change the console. I mean, not the console.
I don't know if they had they might have, but I don't know if they had a proper.
It's not was it compatible? Is the PSVR 1 compatible with PlayStation 5? Is it? Okay.
Yeah. You just needed to get a little connector for the camera, but otherwise it works.
Okay. I didn't remember. I don't know. It's weird, but I know they've been working on VR. There's been a bunch of rumors going around even before the release of the PS5. So I knew it was coming, but at least we know it's official. So I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, as the one VR player here, I think I'm more excited about that than most are, because I know it's very niche, but I'm, just little kid sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
But where Sony's doing that, Microsoft may have some other ambitions too, because there's been some rumors that Microsoft is planning a conference of some type with Bethesda now that they've acquired Bethesda, which I hope happens, because I personally really would.
everyone wants to know what happens with that.
Because I would really, really like to know what Bethesda's exclusivity plan is with Xbox.
They have such big games that we really need to know, like what is going to happen with those.
I just don't like that as a precedent at all. Just like anytime you start getting into this, especially with Microsoft, because Microsoft just has so much more money than like Sony to just like throw around.
They actually
if they just like start just like buying like entire studios, that's just gonna like lock out games that have been multi-platform for like ever.
I mean, we don't know what Xbox is going to do. For example, I think, like, personally, if it was the other way around, like PlayStation bought Bethesda, I think the exclusivity would have been, like 80% sure. That Elder Scrolls exclusive for the console, like 80% sure. They maybe not. I don't know, since Bethesda is still a very big studio. Yeah. And Sony could be just a publisher or something, with them. But I think with Xbox is different, since they're trying to push a service with Game Pass.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they already recuperated the whole investment they did. Like, I don't know.
I heard, they already made all their
billion.
Money.
Yeah, they already
got some obscene number.
Yeah, exactly. And they already got it back without even a single release of anything Bethesda. So they now only have profits, and if they push all those games towards Game Pass, dude, they make so much money off of Game Pass already. Yeah. They already jumped towards how many subscribers are they on Game Pass? Like 18 million? 14 million?
I wouldn't be surprised if it's that.
Yeah.
So it's going to keep growing. I mean, if it's, So I think
it's a crazy acquisition in general because, obviously Microsoft has been buying up a bunch of companies, but a lot of them have been companies that were like either indie or just didn't really have like one specific publisher. This is like the first time that they've really bought a publishing studio.
Yeah.
So that's what makes this
huge gaming,
like a huge AAA publisher.
Had their own E3 conference, dude.
Exactly. So now it's like, wow, they'll just be blending in with Microsoft. I mean, granted, they were already showing a lot of their games on Microsoft stages for several years, so there's that. But I think for me, it's like tough in terms of the exclusivity thing, because I feel like, just for me personally, I don't mind exclusives because I think that, like Jared just said, Game Pass for PC is a huge part of it too.
Yeah. He's
excited about that for sure. That's another big thing. I feel like for me, I think exclusives are necessary to like sell a console, but at the same time, like, this is a company that has always had multi-platform games, so now it's going to feel like you're locking out. But exactly. the only word that we've heard so far is that exclusives will be taken on a case-by-case basis. So
that's the thing too. Yeah, I think that could be a route they're going to. Like, depends on the game, on the title.
Yeah, or honestly, what they could do is pull, because Sony's been doing this a lot in the last few years, but they might just do timed exclusives, even just like make the games exclusive on Xbox for like a year, and then
maybe only on Game Pass.
Exactly. Put them out. Because I know they did that with Xbox. Did that with like Gears 5, where it came out on a certain day, but you could get it a little bit early if you're subscribed to Game Pass. So maybe
and you have then PC players and Xbox players, but. I don't know. I think they could be, or maybe like timed exclusive on Game Pass, and then after a few months, they release it on every console.
Right.
But like, because honestly, even a timed exclusive thing probably would be good, because just if you did the game timed exclusive, you could still sell people on an Xbox Series X by telling them it's going there first. But then you won't lock the PlayStation players out of it. Like, if they're willing to wait, they can get it on PlayStation. Because, again, personally, part of the reason that I don't have a Series X or don't want a Series X at the moment is because there's not good exclusives. There's nothing that's really sold me on it in terms of exclusives. So, still waiting for that. But at the same time, I get with Bethesda in particular not wanting to lock PlayStation gamers out of Fallout, Elder Scrolls, Doom, Wolfenstein, anything like that. Starfield, that's a big one that everyone's hyping up. So
yeah, the thing is, Bethesda has like huge, huge groups of gamers on both sides. On each side. Many players play Fallout on PlayStation, on PC, and on Xbox. So I guess Bethesda wants to just sell the game on every platform they can. That's always how they have worked things out. But since now it's Microsoft, I mean, personally, like in my opinion, I don't think that Microsoft is going to make them like 100% exclusive to like Xbox. I think they're going to release it for everyone, and then Game Pass. Maybe they can early on Game Pass, like an early release, not a timed exclusive, but like, for example, 1 month of release on Game Pass, and then release it on every other platform.
Yeah, I think it's always hard to tell because. Like, for example, when they acquired Ninja Theory, Hellblade still came out for all consoles, but then Bleeding Edge and now Senua's Saga 2 are seemingly only going to be on Microsoft platforms. And then same thing with Obsidian, because Outer Worlds still came out on all platforms, but then Grounded and Avowed, just Xbox.
That's a good point. Actually, Jared also mentions that. Like, he says, I'm sure it's only a matter of time until Microsoft announces a big exclusive, like maybe Starfield. So I think maybe or Fable.
Yeah, I'm thinking is maybe. I mean, it's hard to tell because we've seen It's hard to tell because we've seen so little of them, but I feel like anything from Rare's Everwild to Avowed to Fable to Perfect Dark could be that system selling game. Yeah. It's just that Microsoft has shown so little of them that we don't know if they're going to sell us on a Series X or not.
Yeah. I mean, I think if they keep that mindset, like having Fable and all those games be exclusive, to the Xbox brand, right? Xbox console, and then they can mitigate that exclusivity with releasing all Bethesda IPs on Game Pass and on every platform.
Right?
So,
yeah.
I don't know what they're going to say. It got leaked, like the conference apparently got leaked, but I haven't seen any huge like reveals of it.
Yeah, the only thing from what I saw when I was Googling it, the only thing that got leaked is the fact that there is a conference happening. They didn't leak any details about, excuse me, they didn't leak anything about what could be in it. There was nothing about Starfield, Elder Scrolls 6, blah, 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 Wolfenstein 3, anything like that. It was just, there is a conference happening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, the conference happening is kind of obvious. I mean, but I think it got leaked that it was going to happen, and there was something with exclusivity and all these topics that were mentioned in that conference. So, I don't know, I just want to see that, so that everybody stops fighting. Because everybody keeps fighting on Twitter about the exclusives and yes, no, and this is better, and this is what we need and stuff. It's just very annoying.
Yeah, you know how the fanboys are.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But,
yeah, that's all we got this week. That was a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, for sure. But I think
even though there wasn't a lot of bombshells, we got a lot of news this week. So
yes, I think
good week.
Suitably informed the public. So
it was a good week, even with Anthem Next and Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. It was good. Like all good news this week. Good, yay, positivity.
But I just want to say thank you guys for watching, and we'll be sure to catch next week's episode. Hopefully, some more profound things will happen in the gaming sphere. But I think
before the official sign off, Jared just said that he said it before, but a Bethesda game only on console would be a crime.
Yeah. No,
to that point,
absolutely.
To that point, I agree, because even if Microsoft bought Bethesda, all of it, all the Xbox exclusives are on PC anyway, so I don't think that would change a
that's
thing.
like Game Pass. They just want to sell subscription.
They're like Xbox doesn't do full blown Xbox exclusives. They call them like Xbox Family exclusives because Microsoft Windows is part of that, so it would still be on PC.
Yeah. But thank you guys for watching, and hopefully next week we'll get some more profound things. Even though if not, I'm sure we'll still find a way to keep you guys entertained. But until then, just take a gander at some of the other GamerKit stuff. Surely we'll have something you enjoy. And
we have exciting new projects coming up, so please stay tuned.
We do.
Yeah, we got some big stuff in the works, so stay tuned for it.
For sure.
Yeah.
But thank you guys. This is Zach.
I'm Matt.
This is Tom. See you around.
Yeah, we'll see you guys around.
See you guys.
Just do
Bye-bye.
the thing. That's Premiere. I need Streamlabs.